Andrew Tate and his brother Tristan touchdown in Florida. Regardless of how you feel about Andrew Tate, the question that seems to be popping up in more conservative or right of center spaces, because the left just hates him. That's what it is, right? Him and his brother, they hate him. A bigger question that can be had is this the type of person that young conservative Republicans should be inviting to their spaces to have conversations? Now, you fall into two camps when it relates to that. First, you have to explain what conservatism is. Conservatism has political conservatism, limited government, and cultural conservatism. Religion, your moral fiber, your strength, all of those different things. So those are two separate things, but those two different lanes can intertwine. The problem is most people approach Andrew Tate with the conversation around conservatism, not identifying which section of that they're talking about in relation to him. So I'm going to give a breakdown. He's wealthy. He is strong. He works hard. Those are 1,000% morally conservative values. We want our men to be strong. We want our men to be financially sound. We want our men to be those things, leaders, right? And these are things that 1,000% Andrew Tate has. There's no doubt about it. There's no doubt about it. But then on the other hand, he has a history of webcam, girls, porn, his position on what women are and are they trustworthy and all of those different things. And I think that's where some conservative folks have some pushback. Even so much as far as Ron DeSantis, the current governor of Florida, getting asked about it and low-key saying, not even low-key, high-key saying, we don't invite those types of people into our state of Florida. Now, 1,000%, I'm going to be very clear. Ron DeSantis is wrong. And the reason why Ron DeSantis is wrong for there is because he makes the mistake that a lot of people make, okay? A mistake that we don't make as solutionaries. They make the mistake of mixing their personal views about a person, place, or thing, and then they try to figure out ways to create legal ways to stop that person that they don't like. Unnecessarily harassing, stopping them from entering the country, stopping them from entering the state. The reality is the Tristan brothers have not been convicted of any crime anywhere in the world. In the world. So when Ron DeSantis jumps on camera and says, we don't want that in Florida, bro, you get the fuck, you don't see Miami on any weekend night? Stop. Just cut it out. Stop it. You are allowed to say, he's not my cup of tea, but he is a citizen. He is not a criminal, and he is allowed to be in our state, participate in things that are lawful in our state. When you don't explain both sides of that argument, you don't understand the concept of freedom over everything. So the argument exposes everyone else's contradictions. Yes, 1,000%, it's great to make money. Is he fiscally conservative? Absolutely not. Absolutely not. Bugattis, flashy, clothes, fast cars, these are not morally or culturally conservative principles. It's not. Is he in shape, working hard at the things that he does? Absolutely. But then the question becomes, is selling programs to young people that could get that information from the Bible, the Quran, YouTube for free, is that something that we want to highlight? As conservatives, are we saying, yeah, the coaches teaching the coaches and the coaches about coaching and masculinity this way, when it is associated with a massive disrespectful woman? I don't think that that's culturally conservative. I don't. I can identify certain aspects of that messaging that are great for young men. Because let's be real, it's mostly young men following and adoring Andrew Tate and his brother. That's just it. But what we say that dyed-in-the-wool conservatives and men that have had life experiences and understand nuance are going to go along with this message that no women can be trusted, disrespect is okay, and that's what it means to be a man, I think unequivocally most people would say no. So do we want this person that some could say is just the other side of feminism? All of the blithering leftists that go, all men ain't shit. Men are horrible, horrible, horrible. All day. Women power, girl power, right? The opposite of that is all women ain't shit. Man power. They're good for nothing other than sex and making babies and procreating. Some could say that's the opposite of that coin, just on the other side. And is that trade-off worth it? Giving young people this person as the representation of what you should listen to and follow. Because again, he was invited, but I think the Young Republicans of Tampa or some organization down in Florida. Do we want young Republicans listening to that messaging? If he says something great at that presentation, then they go to his YouTube catalog or whatever catalog. Can't say YouTube because he got kicked off. He goes to whatever his website catalog is, and he like, bitches ain't shit. Is that something that we want to promote to our young so-called conservative or even Republican and GOP folks? Is that a good thing? Now, again, I want to be balanced at all times in my critiques, champions, and criticisms. Y'all know, again, freedom over everything. You have the right to say whatever you want. Andrew Tate gets to express himself in whatever way that he chooses, and there's nothing wrong with that as far as the freedom to do so. But freedom of speech does not mean the answer to the question of, do we want this person being invited to seemingly represent what our young Republican men are supposed to aspire to? He's 1,000% should be allowed to speak on all of the platforms. I don't see him advocating for crime. I just don't see it. I don't see him advocating for crime. I see he got ran through the ringer over there in Romania. They had to give all his money back, dismiss the charges. It was absolute horse crap. But at the end of the day, he's not been a criminal. But that's a different thing than an organization that's supposed to be about marriage. Andrew Tate is not in alignment with that concept of marriage. If we're talking about culturally conservative, right? That's what young Republicans are supposed to be about, right? If we're talking about monogamy, because that's what a lot of the young Republicans are saying. Hey, pick one woman, pick one man, get married, have a bunch of babies. That's not what Andrew Tate espouses. It's not. Is this the thing that we want our young people to say? We invite him because we want you to come talk to our young people and show them the way. And even if in that space he's communicating something of strength and fiscal, get your money and all of those different things, right? When that young person then goes onto the internet and sees all of the other things, are we setting them on the path to listen to somebody that has takes that quite honestly are not conservative? And lastly, solutionaries, this is our fault. The fact that we're having questions about this with someone with that past of what he did to make money, it's just what it is, stating facts. This speaks to the lack of understanding of what political conservatism, fiscal conservatism, cultural conservatism is, because we haven't highlighted enough. So if this person can get stages and be at certain points the most famous person on the internet and make however much millions of dollars, this speaks to the question around the future of conservative values. If we can't legitimately say he's not, because a lot of the people in America are Christian conservatives, he's identified as Islamic, which is freedom of his religion, but he's not promoting monogamy. He's not promoting maybe necessarily the Christian values that you have. And he's definitely not conservative. He's very flamboyant and flashy. So if this is someone that can get those stages and garner this much attention to the point where young Republicans of Tampa or whatever city are inviting him out, what does this say about the future of conservatism across the board? But I don't know. Maybe y'all think I just hate on Andrew Tate because I don't got a Bugatti yet. Maj, you just mad that you ain't got millions. You mad that the young Republicans of Tampa didn't invite you out. You mad you stuck in the RV fundraising. GiveSingo.com/solutionary. And whatever you think about that, comment in the section below. If you get me right, you get it right, and you stump me, I'll agree with you. I'm objective. I like to tell the whole story and be nuanced. But if you get something wrong, I'm definitely going to give you some pushback. Also, guys, our Solutionary 9 Premium membership is all of the things that an Andrew Tate would represent, that a lot of you young people like. Strength, shooting, working out, spending time with family and loved ones. Because we're not going to act like he's anti-family. He speaks highly of his father, speaks highly of his brother, so forth and so on, and has went through things with his brother that most people will never endure. So, if you're looking for something, strategic tools, regardless of where you land on this conversation, go over to solutionaryuniversity.org, sign up for Solutionary 9 Premium membership. Shooting drills, workout routines, macros, firearms classes, civics, understanding imminent threat, curriculums for all of those things. These are the things that you get from being a member at the Solutionary 9. My name is Maj Toure, the founder of Solutionary University. Hope to see you in a group or class soon. Be safe, be solutionary.